Thank you for being here for the 7th day of my 20 to 40 Higher Love Yoga Countdown. Today I'm going to tell you just a little bit about a very beautifully complex tendency that we experience as humans through the lens of the Enneagram, and we're going to call this one the individualist mind. To connect with our inner individualist mind, we can recall a situation and a time when we believed we were truly misunderstood, when our true intentions and the true essence of who we are was unseen. To the individualist mind, that can cut really deep. So also notice your emotional response to feeling misunderstood. When we're in our individualist mind, the main motivation becomes defining and expressing our authenticity, our originality, our uniqueness, and to also have that expression of self be received well or truly understood. And I think that can be pretty basic, kind of linked to pretty basic human need of belonging. But when it becomes a fixation, it can also start to chip away at our self-worth. We can start to experience longing on a regular basis and think that we're not enough or we don't do enough, and even going so far as to have thoughts about anything that we've done, anything that we're capable of, just must be easy for everyone. When we're in an imbalance with this tendency on a regular basis, we are really truly being led by our heart's desire to have multiple deep emotional connections and to feed our need for emotional intensity, and continually trying to deepen our emotional experience within our inner world. And we can spend a lot of time doing this, and that can also lead to having a difficult time completing daily tasks, not seeing the beauty in the mundane, and it is there. And even withdrawing a bit to spend time going in and spend time on emotions and pondering our emotions and building the details of defining self. And we can really start to disconnect from the connections that we're actually craving and that we actually want to be cultivating. So it's just super important when you're noticing a longing or a disconnect to consciously remind yourself of how important balance is. And the flip side of this tendency is such a very warm, genuine, and very open holder of space for all others. From the individualist mindset, we can really value other people's individuality, and we can be incredible and loyal friends and family members, and really create a genuine, safe space for anyone and everyone to be themselves openly without fear of judgment or shame. So essentially, providing humanity with something that's commonly missing. And that is a very rewarding thing to our individualist mind. With the individualist mindset, the beauty in being unique is natural, and you can build on that by allowing and valuing our human commonalities and letting those commonalities be points of connection that you can deepen over time, and also noticing that it doesn't have to dull the glow of your true authentic spirit. So we can recenter and balance this by strengthening our nervous systems to strengthen our emotional responses and feel more confident in the depth of our emotional response. And the best way I know how to stabilize emotional response and strengthen immune system is through yoga and breath work and meditation. But other ways to get some balance in this tendency is to commit to a daily routine that is time specific. So a morning routine to start your day off strong, getting some accomplishments right off the bat, because doing is motivating, and not staying within and thinking about the doing. That's not where the motivation comes from. The motivation comes from doing. Or even a bedtime routine to intentionally recognize all of your accomplishments and all of the self-worth and all of the rewarding emotional experiences you had throughout the day, and just to have that stability to build upon and to fall asleep in a little bit of self-care. Very empowering. And the last invitation that I'll share with you is to notice the moments when you are contracted or tense, and these also might be the times when you're withdrawn or disconnected. This is a sign that it's time to relax. It's time to do something easy and light, and just because. It's time to shift your attention from what's missing or what could be missing to what's beautiful and comfortable and simple, and what's better, what's good. And it's okay to be free of emotional intensity for a while. You can always come back to that. And I'd love to share with you a poem that I believe just really soothes the soul of our emotionally intense individualist mindset, and it illuminates that inner world a little bit. So feel free to close your eyes, get comfortable, or however you would like to take in these words. This is a poem by Becky Hemsley, and it's called Breathe. She sat at the back, and they said she was shy. She led from the front, and they hated her pride. They asked her advice, and then questioned her guidance. They branded her loud, then were shocked by her silence. When she shared no ambition, they said it was sad. So she told them her dreams, and they said she was mad. They told her they'd listen, then covered their ears, and gave her a hug while they laughed at her fears. And she listened to all of it, thinking she should be the girl they told her to be, best as she could. But one day she asked what was best for herself, instead of trying to please everyone else. So she walked to the forest and stood with the trees. She heard the wind whisper and dance with the leaves. She spoke to the willow, the elm, and the pine, and she told them what she'd been told time after time. She told them she'd never felt nearly enough. She was either too little or far, far too much, too loud or too quiet, too fierce or too weak, too wise or too foolish, too bold or too meek. Then she found a small clearing, surrounded by firs, and she stopped, and she heard what the trees said to her. And she sat there for hours, not wanting to leave, for the forest said nothing. It just let her breathe. Thank you for being here. Thank yourself for taking 10 minutes out of your day to do this with me. And share this time with me. I appreciate it so much. Have a beautiful day.